Welcome to Notify Podcast, episode 1. We've got me, Nerdy Fitzy, admin in Notify, Husky, mod in Notify, Reconciled, team role in Notify, Rock Smash, another team role, and Notify developer, and Sean, PR for PD.
So, cool.
So, we got a few topics we're going to go through, just top to bottom. So, our first thing we want to talk about is like the Cloud White Reflector release. So, how'd that go for everybody? How many did everybody hit?
It was weird because I felt like they had less bot protection on reflectives than they did on non-reflectives. So it was it kind of threw me for a loop.
Seemed like they cared more today than they did on reflectives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And I hit a size 16, so I have a small boat just kind of like sitting in my room right now.
Totally understand that. Yeah, I once had a size 17, and it just looks absurd. I'm not sure
it's bigger than my arm, man. It's like literally the length of my forearm. How would you wear that as a shoe?
100%. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting release. Like, I think a lot of people got caught off guard for the reflectives because, like, I know myself, I only ran probably not even like a third of the tasks I normally do for easy releases because I just didn't expect it to go how it did. I mean, I think I had 200 tasks total on Balco and didn't run any other bots, and just kind of went for it, and then ended up like hitting 5 pairs on the reflectives. And I think really on the reflective drop, it was just if you had a decent bot, like Oculus cooked, Dashy did well. Whatbot did really well. I saw someone hit like 25 pairs with that. Balco did really well. Cyber, I think, hit a bunch of pairs. And basically, if you just had a decent bot and like decent proxies that were like working on Easy Supply, you were hitting. Like, I don't know if they didn't have full on protection on it or what, but with the non-reflective, it was very odd because they added that new checkpoint. So,
that was
really expecting something like that
threw
today.
A lot of bots, including ourselves, for a loop this morning. So that was kind of weird.
Did you guys manage to fix it like midway through the release?
We didn't do the midway update. We actually waited because by the time that we had felt like we were confident enough in the fix that we pushed, most of the important sizes were sold out. Like 4 through 6 was gone. I'm pretty sure when I checked, it was like the lowest size I believe they had was like a 10, maybe 9.5. So we're gonna push it for Citrons to make sure we're just prepared for that.
Not even that, even probably 3/4 through the release, they just ended up taking that endpoint down, the CAPTCHA. They just ended up completely taking the checkpoint down to where now normal bots with like the normal YS Easy Supply releases it was going.
But even
normal.
then, Balco wasn't really hitting. Like a lot of bots still weren't hitting after that little checkpoint was taken down.
I believe everyone was just sitting in queue for like an absurd amount of time.
I was queue locked on like manual bots everywhere. It was bad.
I saw one guy hit like 7 with Balco, and then TKS just after checkpoint went down, they just started cooking. Like, must have been close to 500 pairs. It was nuts.
Yeah, if you left TKS running, it would just check out. It was kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, URL banks just started working. People were checking out mad sizes, but they were all like 10, 10.5, 11s. So at that point, it's not even worth it.
In my opinion, I mean, it's looking right now like it's going to be like the Lundmarks in terms of hold, and it might go up to like $40-$50 profit. But we'll have to see after everyone's pairs come in how that does in the market.
Dude, I have a few in hand right now. They really look good. The pictures.
The demand is definitely there for these. Like, they're a nice shoe.
Oh yeah, I had the Chinese buyer tell me he wanted 30 pairs today. So it's definitely demand in Asia. But yeah, they kind of actually look more blue in person. I don't know if any of you guys.
I feel like all the rumors about the whole 325,000 stock turned a lot of people off. But then once if you were looking and you saw people who usually cooked in store with the foot apps and stuff like that, they were going 0 for 8, 0 for 10 on accounts. So I feel like that number was kind of skewed and it scared a lot of people away. But then once everybody started taking L's, they were like, oh, we should definitely start trying to grab these.
Yeah, even looking on Twitter during the release, timeline was pretty dry. Where usually it's starting to fill up with checkouts and checkouts.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't.
Where did that 325,000 pairs go? What happened to all that?
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I did check the. Oh, yeah, good.
I think that they allocated. So like, I think there was a decent amount of stock, but I think, to be honest, it was not anywhere close to that rumor that was going around, like GR. Yeah, it's kind of a GR, but in terms of Yeezys, they've been doing that.
Yeah.
So I think what they did was Dick's Sporting Goods got them. That's not common at all. The first time ever. What they did was, I think they just allocated stock around, spread the stock around a little bit more, rather than loading up certain sites and foot sites like Foot Locker, Champs, because I haven't missed a Foot Apps reservation on this one account for a very long time, and I actually got waitlisted on a size 9, like size 9, which typically that's like one of the most common sizes, you know. And so I think they just had really limited stock in store, kept it, I think, decently limited on foot sites as far as I saw. I don't think there was like a ton of foot sites. Like, there was a lot of foot site success, but not from what we've been seeing the past release.
I feel like Dick's also got a lot, because I went for Dick's online this morning and tried that. Well, I also went and picked up my pair because I had won the online raffle. And when I got there for first come, first serve, they said they had 30 to 35 pairs that hadn't been picked up.
Yeah, they had a decent amount of stock at Dick's.
That's outrageous.
Did any bots
did you ask if you clean up?
Oh yeah, of course. You know, I cleaned up. I got 3 or 4 pairs from them.
Did any bots actually work on Dick's, or was it all just like
Splash Force? I
think I saw Splash Force maybe had some checkouts.
They had around 100 plus checkouts. I saw. I don't think that many other bots actually added Dick's though.
PD added it, but we made it known that it was kind of like we're testing this to kind of see how it works, and that triple, quadruple Q check that it did just kind of wrecked everything.
But Dick's is also dropping Citrons, so maybe we'll see a lot more bots working then, and maybe some more checkouts other than just Splash Force.
Yeah, I'm sure now that some people have some more data that they know how it's going to go processed and stuff. I think you'll probably be not surprised, I guess, to see a lot of other developers add that on their features.
How do you guys do on the Adidas app raffle?
Oh, yeah, I
hit 2 for once. I've never been picked on the Adidas app.
Yeah, me neither. I hit a size 6.
It seems like everybody hit Adidas raffle. I hit a 6.5. I think I hit a 6, maybe 6.5.
I hit a 5.5, and then a kids 1, and then the only one I didn't hit was infants.
Very nice.
I didn't even go for kids or infants.
Yeah, no, I took an L on kids, to be honest, which I don't even know how.
That's what I was wondering too. I was like, really, you gave me 2 but couldn't get 3? Come on.
Yeah, Adidas was still playing around the stock like usual. Before the drop, like probably I'd say a week ago, there was around 20-something thousand pairs loaded, and then I checked this morning before the raffle was over, and there was 50,000 something pairs loaded.
Okay,
so they're back at that.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say like Adidas probably moved, as far as I know. So they did Reflectives yesterday or 2 days ago on the Adidas.com, but like we saw massive changes done to the website. And I'm thinking that they probably just did the raffles for like 3 releases in a row, updated their website. They were testing it out on the Reflectives because, quite frankly, I don't think that Adidas and Yeezy care how bad the reflective drops go, because all that shoe is there for is just to build hype anyway for the regular model. So it's like a consolation, like, oh, okay, didn't get the reflectives, I'm going to get
kind of expected.
Exactly. Yeah. So they didn't really care if people take an L on Adidas.com. They wanted to test and see if their website, the preparations they've taken the past like 3 releases now that they didn't do on there, have actually paid off. And I don't think, as far as I know, I don't think any like auto checkout bots on Adidas cooked.
I think Splash Force actually worked, but
we had issues because there was CAPTCHA on the page.
Yeah,
but we've updated for that, and I think we're gonna update again to prep for Citron reflectives too.
Yeah, I think.
Now, if they don't do that release procedure for the Citrons, does that mean all the bots that updated for that release procedure are not going to be able to handle like the previous procedure without the CAPTCHA in the front, or will it still pass it?
I think it just kind of builds on to what we previously had. So if it like diverts back to the old way, I think we'll still be able to handle it. But the updates there just in case they do what was done on the cloud reflectives.
I assume it would probably just be a prompt. So like if it does show up, it would prompt into that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Makes sense. This is nicely guided into our next topic of the Citron release. What do you guys think about that? Do you like the shoe? How do you think it's going to do in the market?
Bro, not gonna lie,
Shoe's
I don't
super
even know what it
ugly.
looks like.
Yeah, it's like it looks like if you got muddy water and then just kind of like mixed it up. Like it doesn't have any like orange tint on it. So I was kind of curious why they're called a citron.
It just
Yeah,
looks
I
like
saw.
a bad antlia.
Yeah,
some,
exactly.
Yeah, a lot of
saw
people were
some
saying
high
that.
res,
Yeah,
high
I have to
resolution
agree with that.
photos, and it's actually like I don't know. I don't think it's terrible, but I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't wear it personally. But basically, it looks like a Lundmark with a neon green hint to it. So like if you actually get close to the prime knit, it has like hints of green and gray through it. And then also the translucent stripe on it is like a neon yellowish green.
Yeah, but it's so interesting because even on the top 10, 15 search results on Google for it, every picture looks different.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it actually is going to be darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it also kind of fits in like a little like neon greenish kind of Lundmark, and then the clouds were like a bluish static. So
yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, the clouds are beautiful actually.
Yeah,
clouds
I'm
are
still
way
gonna be
more
going hard
blue
on the
than
I feel like the pictures don't do it justice. The
They
clouds.
don't at all. They look like a plain
especially
white
the
shoe.
reflectives. The reflectives are like, all right, so this is where they started doing the whole like the inside of the shoes fully reflective and the outside of the shoes like sparkly.
Ooh.
So when you kind of hit that inside turn with a flashlight, it looks really cool.
Oh wait, actually, how did PD do on the reflectives?
Let me check CR success real quick. I think we got a few people got past anti-bot for Yeezy Supply, but we're still in the process of tweaking our whole Shopify anti-bot handling. We were testing on what was it? We tested on a few sites and it actually like it went well and everything was looking good. And then we tested on Palace, and then the devs found a slight bug that they were fixing. So I think this update that's coming up for the Citrons is going to include Shopify foot sites and Adidas.
Okay. Yeah. And then bot protection, like we saw today that TKS actually I bypassed bot protection pretty well on Kith. Like I think more bots are beginning to figure out bot protection. This could just lead to kind of more of a stabilization in the market where you don't have Kodai being so high, Cyber being so high. Like, what are you guys thinking?
I know for like just from my experience with PD that the devs so far have said that they're making a lot of good progress, and we're kind of like we're in the process of being able to determine easier when anti-bot is on and off. So being able to gather data from those specific times when it's on is helping us a lot, like progress toward getting a solution to anti-bot.
Are you guys ever gonna like try to add a feature where have you ever used MechFrame where they have like a little light that like shines if Pookie's on? Are you guys ever gonna like be able to add that or thinking about adding something?
I actually didn't know about that. That sounds like I feel like okay, so I can't really give too much away, but we're working on something or it's something similar that will notify users when it's on and when it's off. But it's not going to be like MechPreme with like the green light and all that. Mm-hmm. But we're working on something that will make it easier for users to make a decision on what kind of task type they should run based on whether anti-bot is up.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
Pookie, MechPreme, all that, Supreme. What are we looking at for this week? What do you guys think is going to happen?
Well, I was talking to Michael a few days ago about it, and they haven't really changed up the bot protection yet for Supreme. And typically every season they do change it up at least once. So Michael and I were talking about like all these Supreme bots that were becoming so high in price and high valued that it's really only time until like these bots aren't capable of basically just getting shut down.
So do you think Supreme
by
is
the
going
bot
to make
protection
a huge change like they did with Pookie? Or
I personally do.
I feel like it's going to do it when they drop something big like a major collab or a box logo.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that just makes sense because, like he said, these random Supreme bots will pop up every season. It happens. Like 2 or 3 will get huge, and then they'll start blow. Like Supbot last season, Supbot blew up. Everybody thought it was just the end all be all of bots and was the greatest thing ever. It's gone.
No, it's not even. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
even,
it doesn't even exist anymore. So it's like if you're not ready to be able to modify your bot and make changes on the fly based on what anti-bot and what like Supreme, Shopify, and all them are throwing at you, you're not gonna have a very good like longevity of a bot. So it's just a matter of time till we see if these developers are really like ready, because like Pookie and stuff like that, as you know, like changes up. So if you get hit with a hard change, you got to be able to adapt to it.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with that. I think that
like virtually the same as last season right now. Like no big changes have been made.
Yeah,
so
we've been crushing without having to do really anything to Supreme for PD. Just restocks have been hitting as usual. Initial drops been hitting steadily as usual. So I mean, like, yeah, I'm waiting for that one day that they just flip the whole script and then everything changes, because then that's gonna like see who can really fix up and see what a real good Supreme bot is.
Yeah, with how much time they're taking on just like reworking Pookie from, let's say, like the end of last season to now, I feel like they're gonna do something like massive that.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty steady overhaul.
And
Like, it's gonna be something that's gonna get fixed like over time, not immediately.
They probably just want to, probably on the box logo or something, just want to destroy all these Pookie
exactly.
guys now
After that, it's probably going to be the move to buy some Preem bots. If they don't work.
Whoever's got that solution set and ready without having to go through, because pretty much what it was last season was like one person found Pookie and then everybody started to be able to get Pookie. Yeah. And then like now pretty much everybody has it understood, and people like, it's not a really like a concept people don't get. But then all of a sudden they throw some random new anti-bot out there. Y'all are gonna have to wait for somebody to find the solution to it, and then it's just then everybody will start. You'll see the Supreme bots start to come back again.
That's when Manual wins across the season.
That's when Manual cooks up heavy, is when that one little change.
It's tough for Manual though. With these past weeks, the site just crashes and just doesn't come up for 5 minutes, and then doesn't work when it does come up.
I've had that
loads out of stock.
The site will load, but I can't select a size. Like I'll be able to smash and add to bag, but it's like you haven't selected a size because the little box isn't there.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't even go manual anymore, because I think like for me the buying experience is just like, it's just terrible. So I'd rather just watch like something turn green on a program, like rather than try to manual a site. Plus, like whenever I did go manual back in the day on Supreme, I would just get card declines and terms of service. So I don't know. I think it's interesting, like the position Supreme's in right now, because last season it really seemed like they tried hard on bot protection, like with the Pookie. A lot of bots struggled week after week, and then there'd be a few that shined through. Whereas, you know, there might be like 2 that cooked that week or something like that, and it would be like random bots, like just ones that you wouldn't expect. And then like this season just seems like every single bot's like cooking week after week. And I think what they're doing is they're making it so bots cook now, because like a lot of hype died last season. A lot of stuff was sitting on the website for just like days and weeks of like the same item just sat there. So I think they're just trying to make the hype build back up again, like it was 2 seasons ago.
So you think they're making their site easier to bot just to build?
100%. If they want to stop,
absolutely.
All they have to do is change a little bit of code on Pookie.
They probably already have it. Like, and they're just like, we're just gonna let bots keep checking out, create more hype.
I mean, they can literally change it every week and stop bots every week. They don't do it because they do it to a certain point. This is my theory. They do it to a certain point that they make sellout times whatever they want that week, I think. So if it's like box logos, we always expect box logos to sell out in like 5 seconds, right? But like realistically, box logos always sell out in like 20 seconds. It's just like, I mean, at least the past ones. It's just because maybe the site's under like really, really heavy load, but also it seems those weeks are the ones that manual people actually are able to possibly grab something.
Yeah, I mean, that I don't think that was the case for Swarovski. Swarovski sold out super quick and then made all stock.
But then that's also like that's like a higher end kind of box logo. If you look at like the box logos from fall winter, those kind of sold out slow.
Yeah, I think there was a few at like 30 seconds or something like that.
I think
for some of the colorways.
Yellow. Dude, I'm pretty sure I've checked out box logos like a minute after the release. Just because that first 30 seconds is like terrible, yeah.
So the move just like to wait a little and then
the move is to not buy $1,000 Supreme bot right now. that's the move.
I'd say the move is to like, I don't know, for when the site crashes, if you start tasks, do not ever stop them, because you got to think you're just pinging a dead site, and then once the site does come back, it'll start going through just as it should.
Yeah,
that's like the issue with people on foot sites. Like if you stop your task mid drop, most of the time you just
you're drop for your stuff. How did PD go on foot sites today?
Today was wild. So pretty much when it dropped, everybody got hit with what was it?
Q.
503 band or whatever it is. Whatever the band is for the dead site, everybody gets hit with it. Well, we're sitting there, and then slowly, like, sites come up. So Kids Foot Locker comes up. We got checkouts pouring in, and then it goes down again. And then Foot Action pops up. We get some checkouts coming in, and it goes down again. And pretty much that's just how it went all day. Like, once the sites were stable and they went up, we had checkouts come pouring in. And then they would just go down, or they would pull stock, or whatever it is they do. But we did pretty straight on foot sites today. When they were up, that is.
I remember I was trying to run it with Whatbot and Cyber as well. And I was running, and then everybody got put into queue. Nobody got through. We thought they were fixing the site.
Exactly.
And then Kids Foot Locker by itself drops, and then they dropped every single store one by one.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's what happened to us. Like, we would be sitting there and being like, "All right, this site's up. Make sure to keep running those tasks. Don't stop them." And then we'd have to tell people, like, "All right, so expect this site to be down, and the next site will probably come up at this time." So it was just a guessing game all day.
Do you guys think, like, they're gonna do that more? Do you think that was intentional, or just like sites were kind of dying and they weren't ready, so they're just gonna drop it one by one to produce stress?
See, a part of me wants to say that it was due to stress, but then a part of me is like, this usually doesn't happen on foot sites, so why would they pick this site to do it, or this like drop to do this on?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know. I guess that's my little inner conspiracy theory, but
overall, this release was so unconventional.
Yeah, this release was just not good. It was just a weird way to do stuff. Like, how does Dick's releasing shoes for the first time ever have the steadiest release procedure I've ever seen? Like, it's just you cart, you queue, you check out, you queue, you get your confirm. All right, cool, and then you just go back through.
Yeah, it almost makes me think that like today was almost like a sample day. To prepare for like more hype releases. Like there was no need to do all of these extra things like that all these sites added today for like such a shoe that was kind of blah. Like it really lost demand over the past like 2 days with what we were saying with like the 300K stock numbers. So to pull like just like a stunt like that is just awkward.
All right, moving gears a little bit. What do you guys think about this tweet that I just sent in general from JM Wind, one of the Shopify backend developers? Possibility of he's saying possibility of getting rid of the queue. What do you think that entails? If that's true, do you think it's completely just false?
I think we saw kind of an example of that today with Yeezy Supply, because some people were saying once they hit that first little CAPTCHA thing, they went straight through with no queue and could check out. So
I got with a little bit of a queue, but then I got through after probably a couple minutes.
Yeah, some people were saying like 30 seconds, a minute or two, like, and that's everybody knows that's not normal Shopify queue behavior. Usually you're sitting there for like an hour.
Especially on Yeezy Supply.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, Yeezy Supply is one of the worst of them.
So maybe he was just kind of, I don't know, just dropping a little hint on us.
Yeah, maybe for like the first minute or so of that release, they were testing out this no queue system, seeing what's happening, and then maybe we see that full force with the Citron release.
Yeah, but the only issue I have with that is bots within 15 minutes. You saw Cyber, they were able to account for that and immediately update. So I don't get how this would be sustainable if all bots can consistently update to keep up with one little CAPTCHA endpoint wherever it appears in the checkout process.
Yeah, maybe Shopify with certain sites like Yeezy Supply, maybe Kith, who knows? Maybe they come a little bit more like Supreme, where it's more about adaptation at drop time during drop time,
right?
Over preparing way before.
Yeah, that definitely would be interesting to see.
That would be an interesting route for them to go.
Removed their infamous queue system and went just sort of like a normal site. You just add to cart, you check out. If it lags, and that's sort of it.
And they both have the same result. Like if you get caught in queue, you're not going to be able to check out 90% of the time on like sites like Kith and DSM. But on a site like Supreme, where there's no queue to get caught in, it's out of stock from the start. So it has the same result.
I believe on Supreme there is like a payment queue though.
But like 20 seconds.
Once you get to that, usually it's either you hit or you get hit with the TOS or the item sold out.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not really more of a queue, just trying to process your payment.
Yeah, so I'd rather deal with a 50-50 chance than me hopelessly sitting in a queue for hours praying that something's on the other side of it.
Like if you're if you're going for DSM and you get hit with a queue, it's pretty much over. But with a site like Supreme, you're not waiting in a queue for 20 minutes. In relatively a few minutes, all right, you hit or you didn't, and then you run for restocks.
So obviously JM went, he knows about bots, right? So maybe he also knows about Supreme bots and Supreme and the release procedure. And he sees that manual users can check out on there too. Sellout times aren't too bad. So maybe he's trying to copy what they're doing and just put that on a Shopify.
Well,
and then,
honestly, that would be a lot better because then you save everyone the hassle of waiting in a queue for like hours and hours on easy supply and just never getting through after a couple hours, which is honestly pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that would be great to see everything released like Supreme. Because
I wouldn't mind not having to waste my time in a queue. That'd be cool.
I love going for Supreme. You like 5-10 minutes, if you hit, if you didn't.
Exactly. Even if you're busy, you got like a minute to go on your phone and just do it and you cop or not, and then that's it.
And it's a bit more exciting than watching like a queue or just watching your task sit in queue status. So yeah, it's a little more exhilarating.
I mean, the only issue on their end is that they probably have to buy a bit more infrastructure to hold that load at one time. But I mean, honestly, it's not as difficult to do that than having to waste their time probably to sit on the back end and watch what's happening with bots for hours in the queue and us having to sit there looking at queue.
Yeah, I think just definitely better release procedure overall if he does decide to do that. If he doesn't, well, he doesn't, and we kind of stay the same. And maybe they change something every single release, every major release. And that's just how things go now.
Cool. All right.
So queue being removed, now we got another change where Adidas, you see this trend of them moving to app raffles instead of their normal splash pages.
Do you guys like the app raffles? Like,
no, as long as they keep picking me to win them, I'm cool.
I bet Sean loves it. I bet Sean loves it this time around.
But I hate it on Sunday or Monday.
We also see Splash Force added Adidas raffle entries on the app.
I feel like that's going to be a new wave for bots.
Yeah,
like a Nike account kind of thing.
Yeah, like a Nike account thing with Adidas, and then people are going to start selling Adidas accounts.
It's the same thing. You got to verify with your phone number. You got to get all the codes. It's going to be the same process.
I hate
Adidas
that.
Continually moves to app procedures for all their releases.
Yeah, the new Adidas raffles. It almost seems like, to bot at least, I'm not sure. It almost seems like Nike on easy mode because they don't really seem to change much stuff up. But we could see them move like Nike in the future where they eventually do stop bots. And
but the other thing with that is it's not with Nike you have 15 minutes to enter. You have a couple days or even like a week to enter the raffle.
So people can adapt.
So they have time to adapt to any changes that they're making. And if you have like almost a week, it's pretty easy for bots to enter a lot of accounts.
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking about adding the app for Adidas or no?
I don't know if we're gonna be adding it, like us personally, but I know that we acknowledged it and it's been talked about, but I don't know if the idea is concrete yet for us to add it.
I gotcha.
But we definitely, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Yo, like it's pretty much like Nike." See if we can bot it.
It would be cool to be one of the first bots to like add it in. That'll get you definitely like an advance on the playing field.
Oh yeah,
when,
definitely.
It does start to gain popularity.
Yeah. I think Splash Force actually added it.
Yeah, I think they did add it. I don't know how that went though. I didn't get to keep up with how their success was on it, but I think they did add it.
Yeah. Check their Twitter right now, see what's happening. Splash Force. I hope that's their Twitter. No, it's not. Of course it's not. Splash Force bot. All right. Cloud.
They did add Adidas app raffles. Not sure exactly how many checkouts they got. If it was an overwhelming amount, I guess you'll find out right now.
Yeah. Scrolling through right now. You have to go back a little more.
They got picked at 10:30 EST. So 9 hours about.
I'm pretty sure it did work. Yeah, I see like 60 entries from this guy.
Yeah, but what about overall cop? I mean, as long as it entered, I guess it did its job. But
yeah, but we don't know if they're filtering out quote unquote
right,
like
exactly.
bot
That's why I wanted to see their actual success rate of those accounts copping the shoe.
Yeah, I don't see any actual like success emails.
Yeah,
but it looks
all
like it's
right.
entering fine.
Recon.
Yeah, you got a topic change.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Recon about unknown proxies. I know you're a co-owner of it. That proxy provider actually, like, you guys blew up in the past week, which is insane. Congratulations for that.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Congrats.
Dude, I've seen your Twitter go from like 10 followers to like 3K followers within 2 days.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
We had, I think, 500 followers going into Thursday, and yeah, I think we ended up having 2,500 at the end of the day on Thursday. I mean, so basically the reflective drop went really well for us. I think a lot of the struggle on Yeezy Supply was just having good proxies that weren't getting banned. And lately that just seems like Yeezy Supply has really been cracking down on IPs. So we did a little change and we came up with a solution and it worked really well. We've been beta testing it for a little bit. Not publicly, but personally myself and Rycow and some others. And we just figured we'd go for it and try it on like a big release like that. And it paid off for sure. I think we had a very small user base and we got a nice little collage.
It was definitely close to 100, maybe 150 checkouts.
Yeah, I think it was for sure over 100. I mean,
for sure.
Kanye,
yeah, for that small user base is definitely.
One guy hit 27 pairs alone. I know another guy who hit like 23.
Damn.
So yeah, I think we probably pushed over 200 checkouts.
Yeah, it was
insane. Today. I rented out a bot. Yeah, I copped today.
The reflective drop. Yeah.
Oh, with the unknown. Yeah.
Did I cop on the reflectives?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 5 pairs.
That's nice. Using unknown proxies, obviously.
Yes, sir. What were you saying, Husky?
Oh no, I was gonna say I rented bots to people last night, and one of the renters actually, they asked me if they knew where they could get unknown proxies from. I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, yeah, like kind of the kid who I met like 2 years ago when I first started botting.
Yeah, it was
like Rye was like first kid I met out here.
I was getting DM'd from some people like, can I buy your unknown proxies 25 a gig?
Yeah, that stuff was just like ridiculous yesterday, to be honest, because like people were like actually like reselling our proxies off of group buys that we were doing. So we actually were starting to like refund people that we saw, because we can check their Discord ID on like their payments. So we would check payments and stuff, and we'd see they had like, I found one guy who had 10 plans. So I just messaged him and said, hey man, like I'm gonna refund you for all these plans, or else you can add it all into one account. But yeah, so it was getting a little out of hand, but hey, I mean, we're making sales, so definitely happy, and the people are copping. So
yeah, it's great to hear. Now, like, you're a huge part of Notify, obviously. Same with Rye. Obviously, Judge has Notify proxies. Were you guys considering like a merge or anything like that, or like partnership, or is it still going to be independent but both working out of Notify primarily?
Yeah, so I think as far as like Rycow and I have talked, and like everybody that's had the conversation, like we're just gonna stay independent. We're not really looking to partner with any groups right now. But right now I think it's completely fine with just Judge and Notify proxies being partnered with Notify. Like Judge does a really great job with his proxies. Like honestly, like they're top notch. So I think also today they implemented something that they ran like Yeezy Supply flawlessly today. They had like no banned proxies whatsoever. So he does a really good job at like implementing new stuff and finding out like new ideas and stuff for him, like how to increase success for his users too. So I think it'll probably just stay that way.
Yeah, and it seems like you guys both have a good relationship. I know he made an announcement basically congratulating your company today in Notify, which is good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Robbie, like Judge, we like talk all the time together. So we're constantly talking back and forth, and yeah, we're really good friends. We're in an F&F together, and we have nothing but good to say honestly about each other with like each other's brands.
Yeah, and you guys kind of have different business models with like you being the no expiration. Proxy, I guess like that's basically what a lot of people are talking about, other than like the success in your proxies. But a lot of people are talking about how they don't expire, which is a huge selling point.
And I saw a screenshot. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I saw a screenshot today, and I haven't checked for myself yet. But I think Oculus actually is implementing the no expiration date too now. So I think you will see a lot of proxy providers kind of like stepping up now and seeing like what they can do to actually innovate, because for so long it's been such a bland marketplace, to be honest. Like everybody's just been doing the same thing. So we're
I feel
just
like it's because people don't really know what proxies are, because most of the time you ask somebody, hey, what's a proxy? Like, I don't know, I just know I need it.
Exactly.
So people just buy some and they don't really care who it's from 100%. Or like the quality or anything. They're just like, yo, he has proxies, I'll take them.
Now, I think awareness has their own proxies, right?
Sean?
Yeah. How's the business going with that?
PD proxies work great. They work super awesome on Supreme, and they're Resi, of course. So some static Resis on Supreme, usually I can run a fat amount of tasks with no issues.
Yeah,
it's good to hear.
I also think
I feel like the main thing with the no expiry is a lot of people like that, obviously, because they get more for their money. But I feel like proxy providers implemented this monthly system because it's a normal system to have, and they feel like, oh, right, they're on a monthly billing cycle, and now they'll make more money, obviously, if they sell monthly instead of letting it run out.
For sure.
Yeah, I also think how you're running the business in general is just like super smart, like keeping it very, very limited. Group buys are limited. Discord is locked and limited as well. Even the restocks in the Discord are super limited. So like, do you do that specifically to make sure the proxies don't get clipped?
Yeah, so we do it for like a mix of reasons. Like, number one reason is so that we don't have too many people using our proxy pools. But yeah, so I mean, we just do it so we can keep the success rate for our amount of users as high as possible. Like, quite frankly, like if you sell out, like to an extent that you're not able to provide like a full premium experience for your customers, then like you're just doing yourself a disservice, because the success isn't going to be there that you want to be per user, and they're not going to rebuy from you. But if you have, like, for example, the reflective drop, like I said, we had a ton of checkouts for the user base. I think almost every single person copped, and everybody that did that, they're rebuying plans. You know what I mean? And they want to be part of that purchasing process again with us. So that's kind of how it is with proxies. Like, if you use one proxy provider and you do really well with it one week, you're probably going to stick with them for a while until it just starts underperforming a couple drops. But you'll definitely give them a shot time after time before you quit on that.
And then,
so yeah.
Do you guys think? Oh, wait, you go.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about your release procedure a little bit. Is that temporary with the Discord bot, or are you planning to use that going forward?
So like currently, like we thought that that's how we'd want to do it. We were thinking that we were going to do like 24/7 proxy providing, or actually not 24/7, but like it was just going to be like an easy way for people to buy like plans and stuff through Discord, not having to go to a website. But
yeah, there's many technical issues that come with running a Discord bot that has a massive amount of traffic. Yeah,
for sure. So we're getting like rate limited every time we do it. That's why we started doing like the super limited group buys through like private servers and all that kind of stuff to help manage that. But eventually we will just do it all on our site, which is currently still under development. So everything happened kind of really fast for us, which we were prepared for, like the user load, but not so much like the site and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's to be expected. You're not going to have it up right away once you start getting a bunch of users. So I guess we'll look forward to seeing that from you.
Yeah, for sure. Our dashboard looks super clean. That's coming. So excited to unveil that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Just like wrapping up the proxy subject you've been talking about a lot. Well, one last question, just like yes or no. Do you guys ever think you will like completely lock sales of unknown proxies and just keep the current users and never restock?
We have been talking about that, because currently we're right there at our max capacity. Like, we don't really want to bring on any more customers, whereas like we'd rather just provide for the ones we have, kind of, you know what I mean? And definitely show like love to the people who were early supporters for us. So I think
smart, yeah.
So I think we'll do that for a little bit. I'm not sure if that will stay indefinitely, but yeah, we're probably not going to do any group buys or any restocks in our Discord actually for at least like a week or so. So we'll be locked down for like a week to 2 weeks.
I feel like that's a pretty smart business decision as well, because now the people that are using their proxies, they're going to be inclined to rebuy since it's locked, and also they'll learn every time that they use the proxies, so you'll probably in turn have more success.
For sure. Less.
And once it locks, definitely more reselling is gonna occur. Basically.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to lock reselling and not allow it, or do you already not allow it?
We can manage based off people's accounts. So they're only allowed like one account right now per Discord ID. So if they want to sell their personal account, I mean, we can't really catch that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So if they buy it
but as far as like.
Dude, membership would be pretty cool.
It's the current users that have it now that are going to keep it. You know what I mean? So like, they can't change their Discord like ID, and they can't like that's associated with their plans, and they can't add new plans. So if they do, well, actually, they just won't be able to. So that's how we're going to try to stop that. But yeah.
So these past few releases, Whatbot has just come out of like pretty much nowhere. So like what are you guys thinking about like future of Whatbot? Currently it only really cooks easy supply and foot sites, but it still does it pretty well. Do you guys think they will like start to be one of the bigger bots on sites like Kith, because they pretty obviously have bot protection figured out? I just don't think the speed is there.
I mean, Whatbot, they've done super well lately, so I mean, there's always potential for them to become one of like the breakthrough bots. From what I've seen, their devs are pretty dedicated to like pushing out a good product. So, I mean, you got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah, and the invites are extremely limited.
Oh yeah, invites are pretty much like completely like gone after that Sans release, or Obsidian's. I mean, after Obsidian's, pretty much all the invites just kind of like went out to people, and now almost nobody has invites.
Yeah, I mean, now that foot sites have been cooking consistently every drop, and it's hard to see. It's easy to see like why you would want the bot and why there would be no invites. Everybody wants it right now to cook foot sites every drop, so it'll be interesting to see if they can maintain that and see how it plays out.
Yeah, their user base is like 3,000 people or something like that, right?
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think it was that high, but maybe it is, yeah.
And when you do the math on it, 3,000, if I believe it's 3,000, but 3,000 times 25 or 30 a month is the developers making serious money.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you don't even need to expand anymore. Just keep cooking with the current user base.
Yeah. Well, this about wraps everything up for the NotifyCast episode 1. We have a bunch of people planned to come on in the next few weeks, including the owner of Notify, Michael, and some developers of other bots, owners of other bots. We have the owner of Botmart coming on very soon. So thanks, Sean, so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
All right. See you guys on episode 2 then.